The capacity to learn is a gift. The ability to learn is a skill. The willingness to learn is a choice. A quote by Brian Herbert. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. The honorable judges, the honorable audiences. First of all, let us praise to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for His mercy and blessings so that we can join this speech competition. Secondly, may salawat and salam always be delivered to our Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, who has guided us from the darkness to the lightness, from the Jahiliyah era to the Islamic era, namely Islamic religion. Introducing, I am NAZILA KAMALIYAH AMARI. I come from Insan Kamil Islamic Integrated Junior High School, and I am currently in the 7th grade. Today, I am, as the representative of Generation Z, would like to invite you all to see the failure from a brand new perspective. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to ask you some questions. Have you ever got failure in your life? Or have you ever got disappointed when you could not reach your dream? Well, we cannot deny that sometimes we fail. But to get up from that failure is a choice. If we fail and we quit, then it will be a permanent failure. However, most of the Generation Z are afraid to try new things because they do not want to take the risk of failing. Indonesia will go nothing if this mentality is all that our future generation have. Ladies and gentlemen, failure is not always a bad thing. If we immediately get back up again after we fall, then it will no longer be called failure but a part of your journey. We can also learn so many things from our failure. From it we can get better. We can also evaluate ourselves so that we know which part to fix. See, failure even helps us to to get better, wiser, tougher, and more creative. Now that we have opened our new perspective of failure, we want to move on from it. But how? Well, there are 3 things we need to remember. Let me tell you more details about those things. The first is, the willingness to learn is a choice. At this point, let's take a lesson from the bulb. When you look up to your ceiling, you will find a light bulb. Light bulb has been our light source for a long period of time. Can you imagine if light bulb were never invented? I believe that the world will be in a total darkness. So we must be thankful to the one who invented light bulb. Do you know who he is? He is Thomas Alva Edison. But did you know, behind his success of inventing the light bulb, there are 10,000 attempts that have failed. Edison might quit at his 10th or even 999th attempts, but he did not. He even learned from his failure, as he quoted, "I have not failed for 10,000 times. I have successfully found 10,000 ways that won't work." Now, that is the mentality that our future generations are supposed to have. The second is, the ability to learn is a skill. When I mention the name Helen Keller, you may or may not feel familiar with that name. Helen Keller is an Oscar-achieving writer, educator, and activist with a disability. Can you imagine? Disability is not an obstacle to her. Her achievements are the proof. That shows us that people who are passionate to learn and people with ambition will always find a way no matter how impossible it looks. The third and the last is, the capacity to learn is a gift. After we hear the story about Thomas Alva Edison, who was willing to learn from 10,000 of his failed attempts. And also about Helen Keller, with a disability but still capable to learn. Are you still doubting yourselves? Well, my audiences, we can see, hear, talk, and have all normal body parts. These are the gifts from God, and we have to use it in our life for something beneficial like learning seriously. We also have to build the mindset that we are the successful people from the future. Now, before I close my speech, let me give you the conclusion that learning from our failure is significant. Our failure helps us to get better, tougher, more creative. And we also have to remember those 3 important things. Be willingness to learn, be skillful to learn, and be thankful for all of the capacity that our God has given to us. But back to us. Are we going to use the capacity or not? I believe we will. Finally, let me say, never stop learning because life never stops teaching. I am NAZILA KAMALIYAH AMARI and see you in the top of our success. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.